I'll never forget coming home from playing basketball one day at the park. And I might have been a little beat up, might have been a little scuffed up, might have had a tear in my eye, might have been a little bit upset. And my dad saw me when I came in. He saw me roughed up. He said, "Hey, what's going on? What happened, son?" And I said, "You know what, Dad? It's tough at the park. I grew up in Dallas, Texas, in an area called Oak Cliff. And I was a minority in basketball at the park." And first of all, they didn't really want me on the court. Second of all, if I got on the court, I was going to get brutalized, and I kind of knew that. But I was fiery. I was ready for it. I really wanted to play, but that day was especially tough. And I remember telling him, "Dad, I can't even get on the court. And when I do get on the court, they just brutalize me. They won't even let me get a shot off. They're just trying to get me off the court as quick as they can. It's like a fight when I'm on the court, and I really don't know what to do. I'm kind of tired of it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going over there." And my dad said something I'll never forget. He said, "You know what, son? Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better." And my dad knew me pretty well. He knew I was a fighter at heart, and he knew that would stir me up and get me a little angry and get me going, and it did. And I remember not long after that, we found a piece of plywood. We cut it to the size of a backboard, big square backboard. We went over to the thrift store, got a rim for a couple of bucks, bolted it to that that plywood, and put it on a 2x4 and strapped it to a 6-foot chain link fence. The hoop couldn't have been more than 8 feet high. But I remember going in that backyard and shooting on that hoop for hours and hours and hours, and really putting myself through the ringer. And my plan was to get better. I knew if I could get better, I knew if I could earn their respect and be a good enough shooter and good enough at basketball, it didn't matter what color I was, they were going to let me on the court. And that is what ended up happening. The more I went, I made more friends. I got better at basketball. And I remember being on the court one time, and one of the guys said, "Hey, cover the white guy. He can shoot." And I'd never seen the guy before. And I said, "Well, how do you know I can shoot?" And he said, "Because you're white and you're on the court and they want you." And he was right. But the point being, what a great piece of advice from my dad, and what a great piece of life of advice in life. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Sometimes I think we want life to be easier. We want things to go our way. When in reality, when we're challenged, we're forced to get better. We're forced to improve, do things at a higher level, and that's always beneficial to us. So hopefully you'll take that advice to heart. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Get better. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.